guys with my November 24th DVD update. I talk about all the DVDs and Blu-rays I've gotten over the past, I think it's been about 3 weeks to a month, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, and I wanted to wait till I watched some stuff. You know, I have, like I said, I always have stuff that I haven't watched and stuff that I said I watch, and I just get so behind. I blame a lot of it on a lot of stuff I watch on TV. But the first one I got, you know, I never really listened to this Rotten Tomatoes thing, but they actually put it on there. Because a lot of times Rotten Tomatoes says things that are like horrible that I like. You know, I think I've come to the conclusion I like a lot of movies that not many people watch. But this one I thought was pretty good. From the producers of Shaun of the Dead, Attack the Block. And, you know, I've read some people post on, you know, some reviews and things like that, saying that they had a hard time with, you know, the accents or, like, the dialogue and stuff. It's basically, I had no problem with that. But it's about a group of a street gang in London, and this alien crashes down from the sky when they're robbing this woman, and they end up finding the alien because the alien scratches the leader of the gang. They end up finding the alien and killing it in the beginning of the movie. And because of that, it brings down a whole bunch of other aliens. Come down right after that. So basically it's them trying to hide out and, you know, fight off the other aliens. And I don't know, this was pretty well done. This definitely, you know, a lot of the actors in this were new actors who hadn't done anything else. The main kid was really good. The leader of the gang was really good. I think it's Nick Frost. Yeah, Nick Frost from the Shaun of the Dead films and Paul. And that he did that one TV series too, like Electric something or other. Like him with like electricity on the cover. He was in it, and you could tell he was kind of like the cameo because he only had like a few little parts. I wish he was in it a little bit more, but the one thing that was pretty cool about it was nearly all the effects were practical. Like they actually had people in suits playing these creatures. Like the deaths when they were like getting killed and stuff were actually a lot of real practical stuff. Like some of the stuff you don't see much anymore. I don't know. I thought this was definitely one to check out. Like I said, really well done. I got this one sent to me early from Image, and you know, it's my friend Adam Rifkin's film Chillerama. Well, Adam Rifkin directed the one segment in the film. The other segments were directed by Joe Lynch, then Tim Sullivan, and then Adam Green. All did segments in this movie. And you actually can see me appear in a real small spot in Adam Rifkin's segment. But you see me and everything, and I'm wearing a unique hat and making a unique face. But you'll see me if you get the movie. But I definitely recommend it. My favorite segments was definitely the Adam Rifkin segment and the wraparound with the zombies and stuff. And I was on set of the wraparound for 2 days. Basically, the idea is that there's a drive-in theater that's closing down in like one day, so they're having a marathon of 4 big, like, you know, 4 grindhouse-style films that they're playing, you know, to send off the theater. And basically, you know, the one, you know, character in the beginning of the film gets, you know, Miles Dougal, who was in Adam Rifkin's other projects, Look, which comes out, the Look TV series comes out in a week. So I'm going to be mentioning a lot more about that soon. I'll do a whole video about that. But basically he ends up raping his dead wife in the beginning of the movie. The dead wife bites the guy's nuts. And basically he ends up, there's a whole lot of stuff going on, but basically something happens which ends up getting everyone at the movie theater during the wraparound, turning them into zombies. I don't know, it's a really fun movie. You know, if you like grindhouse-style films, you like cheesy B movies, you like 50s, like giant creature movies, this is definitely one to check out. I just got this yesterday, and it's the Super 8, and the one thing that's sometimes annoying about the way these are done now, the Blu-rays are put out, you know, they have the Blu-ray DVD, which I don't need a DVD copy of it. And the thing is, you have to buy this version with the DVD and digital copy if you want the features. And I know I've talked about this before. It's just too bad they don't have a Blu-ray with the features without the DVD. Because it's like, kind of like, you know, I don't need to pay the extra $5 for the DVD and digital copy. I don't need that. And it's kind of like, and also, it's not like, well, what if something happens and the one gets lost? They're both in the same thing. Maybe if they, like, included, like, a separate DVD copy, like, you know what I mean, like double, you know, 2 discs or something. I mean, 2, you know, cases or something like that. Maybe you could go, oh, I'll put the DVD, hide it in a box, or I don't know. It's just, I don't get the whole thing. You know, I mean, it's like, I don't know. That's the only thing that kind of annoys me. But I've talked about this before. I really thought this was a pretty good movie. It seems to me, I know J.J. Abrams directed it, but it seems to me like Steven Spielberg was kind of like saying, try this. It really seems like a Spielberg movie. And I don't know if, you know, Spielberg did a lot of it and said, J.J. Abrams, you can put your name more on this, because it just seems so Spielbergish. I don't know. But, you know, it's about these aliens that come to Earth, and it's really hard to explain. They don't, like, talk about a lot of details about it when they review it. But basically, it's about a group of kids that are making this monster movie. And when they're making the monster movie, they're out filming by a train track, and that's when something crashes. Or it doesn't crash, it's on a train. And so you can't say much about this without ruining it. And the next one I got is the documentary on Ozzy Osbourne that his son Jack Osbourne produced, called God Bless Ozzy Osbourne. And I've always liked... I thought his music, I've never had a problem with his music. I like some of his songs. I think he has a unique voice, and I think he has unique filters and effects he has when he sings. You know, and I love the Osbournes, but you know, when you watch this, it kind of shows you that when he was on the Osbournes, he was on drugs then, and all these things, which I didn't realize that. You know, I was a lot younger when I watched the Osbournes. I kind of thought that maybe he was like that from the result of being on drugs in the past, and that was kind of how he was, which happens to some people. They kind of get stuck like that, even when they're not on drugs. But you see him now, and he's totally different. Totally has himself together, not shaking or any of that he was in the show. And it's just kind of sad to hear the Osbournes that he was a mess the whole time. I love the Osbournes, though. I thought it was a good show. But, it does come across unintentionally funny in a lot of parts. A lot of people are kind of laughing at things. When you think about it now, a lot of things people are laughing at probably really weren't funny on it. But this basically follows his life from, when he started in Black Sabbath till now, and how he basically cleaned himself up. I thought it was pretty good, though. And now, this is one that I've had on DVD for years, and I think I bought 2 different versions, but I never had a Blu-ray, and I needed to get it. And it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and I got it cheaper, because I think it's $19 at Best Buy, and but I got it for $10.99 at Costco. We only ever so often go there for sodas and things like that, because it's a bit cheaper there. But they had this there I got. If you haven't seen Christmas Vacation, it's definitely, I think, my second favorite. National Lampoon's Vacation, then Christmas, then probably European Vacation, then Vegas. Although Vegas, a lot of people, for some reason, Vegas is still not on Blu-ray. I have no idea why. But, no, this was a pretty good movie. Basically, it's just them, having the whole family come over for Christmas and all the problems that happen. And, if you want to see a good Christmas movie, this is one of the top ones. I think I forgot to mention this in the Q&A when people were asking what my favorite Christmas movies were. Now, these are out by mistake at Walmart, and most of them have it out already. They're technically not supposed to be out, I think, until the 29th, I think. And it's a bunch of these 4-packs. And I got the 4-pack with Dusted On 1, 2, 3, and the Full Tilt Boogie. Now, the problem is they still don't have the features that the first movie had, the deleted scenes and things like that. But this is the best set because it has the documentary on Dusk Till Dawn, and it has the 2 other movies, which I've never seen before, which at some point I'll watch. The first movie I really like, though. But it has them all, and it was only $10. So it's a pretty good price because you've been able to get the $10 for just the first one. And I think I've seen a version for $10 with 1 and 2, but never a 3, all 3 of them, and that. The next one I got is The Change Up. And, this was not amazing. I thought it was kind of funny, though. The one thing about The Change Up, though, which I really hope is not a thing they do much, because it was ridiculous, was the weird, fake nudity. And I don't know what was going on. It was kind of like nobody in this movie wanted to do nudity. So it's if they don't want to do it, get somebody who will. Because what they were doing in this was ridiculous. They had Leslie Mann with these fake boobs on when she was a breastfeeding scene. They had someone else with fake boobs. It's okay, people are not afraid to show their boobs, many people. But, if they're going to have such a big deal and want to wear these weird fake things, I think if I had to choose between getting nude and having a fake nude me, You know, even being a fat guy, I think I'd show the real me. Because there's something so strange and so weird. It's like about having these fake boobs and stuff. Now, I don't know what they're going to do next, but it was strange. And hopefully, I mean, it's the thing that stood out to me more than anything was this strange fake nudity mixed with CGI nudity. Basically, don't do this again. For God's sakes, it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know. It just stood out as ridiculous. Get somebody who would do nudity. I'm sure a lot of people will. Just pay them what they want. Don't pay all the extra money to make fake boobs and all that. But, you know, the movie was a fun movie. It was Jason Bateman and, you know, Ryan Reynolds, and they basically are peeing in a fountain one night and wish for each other's lives. So they wake up and they're switched bodies. And it's kind of like the Parent Trap kind of thing. You know, all those kind of movies when people switch lives. My Father the Hero. I think, no, not that was that. No, not that one. The one with, I'm trying to remember where the other one was. I'm blanking on that. There's a whole bunch of them, though. The next one I got, and I really thought this was good. And, you know, a lot of people don't love Robert Pattinson because of, you know, because of Twilight. You know, those movies, I'm sure they're fine. I saw the first one in theaters. Just, not my thing. But you know what? I understand people like them. They're not made for me to watch. But, you know, I think he's a decent actor, though. I really do. And this was like, you know, took place in the circus, and he basically ended up working with the circus group. And I was really happy to see Ken Foree had a part in this. And I think this is one of his first, like, big Hollywood movies in a long time. I really thought that was cool. I don't know, it's kind of another one that's a little difficult to explain without trying to, like, it's just some of these movies are hard to explain. And I finally got South Park on Blu-ray, and I bought this at Movie Stop when I was in Florida. You know, I really will say, I hope they put those movie stops on the West Coast and some other places. You know, you can find a lot of stuff cheap in there, and they have everything. It's all used, new. There's not much like that. It's basically, you know, if people remember, you know, GameStops and Electronics Boutique, which became GameStop, used to have movies. And they got rid of that because they were opening up movie stops, which is basically all movies. And if you haven't been to them, if you ever go to any states that have them, definitely check them out. You know, some things are a little, not the greatest prices, but it's a pretty cool store. And they carry really obscure stuff that you would normally have to go to like a specialty store or order online. I also got The Mist, which I had never got on Blu-ray. And now this one I was happy to see come out. I do wish that there was some features on this, though. They didn't put anything. And, you know, for a Steven Spielberg movie, you'd think they would put a commentary, just something. You know, because everything he does, they usually put stuff on it. This, they didn't put anything. And I don't know if Steven Spielberg doesn't like this one or what. I think it got kind of mixed reviews. But it's Hook. And I always like this. I know it's not a movie that everyone's going to like. I guess maybe because I grew up with this, I like it a little bit more. But it's, you know, the Peter Pan story, but a little more adult, with Robin Williams basically playing. Basically, he basically forgot. You know, it's him as an adult, grown up, and he basically forgot that he was Peter Pan. He ends up back. You know, basically his kids are stolen from the house from Peter Pan because he goes back to his old house. He hasn't been in it for years, and he has to go and find them. And, you know, it's a really fun movie. I don't know. I always liked it. I know they made a new Peter Pan movie for the Sci-Fi Channel. And I know that Bob Hoskins is actually in it. So I don't know if it's technically like an unrelated sequel or what it is. The next one I got, and this is one that I have loved for years, and it's Scrooged with Bill Murray. And it's, you know, basically the Christmas Carol story. I think that's what it's based on. You know, with him seeing the three spirits and stuff and showing him what his life could have been like and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. If you want another really good Christmas movie, this is one that's definitely one to check out. Now, this movie, I decided to finally watch this again. You know, I saw this in theaters, and I haven't watched it since, and I watched it again. And let me tell you, it's an amazing, really good movie, but so depressing. And it's 50 First Dates. And I'm telling you, you know, if you cry at movies or find certain things sad, you'll be crying like a biatch this whole movie. Basically, just like Bicentennial Man. Like, you know, that movie, like Bicentennial Man, there's not a period of time you're not crying. This one is kind of the same. It's just depressing. especially if you know the ending ahead of time. You know, I don't know, something about it's just sad. Because it's Adam Sandler ends up meeting Drew Barrymore's character at this diner in Hawaii, because he works out in Hawaii, and he's meets her, and they start to kind of have a friendship, and basically the next day he goes back. She doesn't know who he is. He finds out that she's got this disorder because she was in an accident a year before where she forgets everything. She can remember everything that happened before the accident, but anything after, she can't remember. So she, you know, whatever she does that day, she can't remember. She goes back to the day before the accident, or the day of the accident. So he has to keep on trying to introduce himself to her every day. Some day things go well. Some things, some days things go horrible. It's basically like that. But he ends up falling in love with her, and it's just sad. And I bought both of the Howard and Kumar movies because I saw the new one in theaters, which I liked a lot. And it actually has some of the best 3D, surprisingly. And I got those. And I would explain Blue Velvet, but I can't remember all the details. I also got at Costco Muppets Take Manhattan, and I just got The Evil Dead 2 because I don't have any of these on Blu-ray. I've got to get the first movie at some point. I do remember too when I first saw this movie. I think I was probably in like maybe the 6th grade, and I remember the one scene with the woman like dancing. Freaked me out so bad. I think I was just watching it on a VHS tape back then. I think I remember like taking it out and like not watching it again for like 2 years later. And now this one I had always wanted to see. I didn't even get through it. I have to try and finish it at some point. It's RSVP with Jason Mewes. I don't know. I'll talk about that again if I can get through it. Now this one, I remembered seeing bootlegs of this for years at the horror conventions. Had never seen it. It's called Humongous. And I switched the cover. There's two different... The cover can be switched. It says Katrina's Nightmare Theater. I don't care much for that. The aspect of whatever they're doing with that. This Katrina doesn't seem to know too much. It's kind of like... I mean, maybe she does. Maybe I just don't know the background of it. But it kind of seems like just some random person trying to act like Elvira, acting like they know about the movie. She doesn't seem to know very much. I don't know. I didn't care for that on there. Just put the movie. But, or have Elvira do it, or like a cool, really cool like TV host that's around, like one of those public access ones that's really popular, do it or something. But I had never seen this. It's from the director of The Prom Night, the original. And it's about a group of it opens in the beginning with this woman being raped, and then it cuts to 38 years later, which is funny. Like, you don't see movies when they say like a random number like that much later. But it's about a group of these kids going sailing on a boat, and it's like two guys and these three girls, and the one brother is real unstable and crazy, and they stop one night because so they stop on the way to the island they're going to, because the guy's broken down the boat broke down, and they basically stop for the night because it's too dark to see, and he's like, you want to be careful around here, there's rocks everywhere. But the crazy unstable brother's like, oh, I can drive this boat, I can do anything you can do. And the acting was a little funny. And then he ends up crashing the boat, and then somehow it sets on fire, and then they end up on this island. And on this island, there is this creature on the island, which is basically the baby. And it's them, basically, trying to survive on this island. I thought this was pretty cool. I thought, there's a few little elements in it that were kind of slow. But I don't know, I thought this was pretty well done. The last one I got was I wanted to watch this again. I have the first season. I got this for like $3 used. And it's Tracy Takes On Season 2. And I don't know, I always liked that one. But anyway, though, thanks a lot for watching and for subscribing. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.